Does anybody have any idea who all these people are? We call it orchestrated chaos.
Get him, Scotty! That's good. I told you I had a good feeling about this spot.
Way to go, Hayden. It's undeniable that the Boca Grande area may be the epicenter for the tarpon migration. Good job, Joey. I'm Ray Van Horn, and this is the Captain's Journey. Jump in the boat. Let's see what kind of fun we can have.
Let's go fishing. Come on, take a ride with me. Get on board with the Ray Van Horn. It's the Captain's Journey. Let's go fishing. Come on, take a ride with me. Get on board with the Ray Van Horn. It's the Captain's Journey.
Ray Van Horn's Captain's Journey is presented by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time.
Get on board with the Ray Van Horn. It's the Captain's Journey.
I've never, ever filmed a show in Boca Grande, Florida. And I guess the reasons why are, I like solitude, pretty much. That's why I live in the Everglades. I seek out destinations and venues that are pretty remote and involve less people and more wildlife and fish. That being said, it's undeniable that the Boca Grande area may be the epicenter for the tarpon migration. I've fished that place going on 30 years, like religion. April, May, June, for 30 years. And I can tell you that it can be kind of, well, if you've ever been there, you know what I mean. You have a lot of friends, especially in that pass area. On this week's show, I've got a special friend with me, Scott Weber. Scott, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ray.
Who's this young man?
This is my nephew, Hayden.
Hayden, how you doing, brother?
Doing well, how are you?
I hope I'm gonna wear you out today.
Ooh, let's hope so.
There's a lot of 200-pound fish down here in Boca Grande, and I'd like to see you fight about 5 of them.
Let's see if we can get one to jump.
I tell you what, Boca Grande's a special place. We're here in May on the full moon, and there's a special thing that goes on the full and dark moon here. It's called the hill tide. And about 1 o'clock this afternoon, the high tide's gonna start flooding out of this pass, and it brings all those pass crabs just funneling through the pass, and those tarpon can go absolutely crazy. Or they can drive you crazy if they're not eating.
They've done that.
And then we've got the harbor, and we've got the sound, and the beach.
Beach.
And we've got bright sun. And I think we ought to go get some.
Let's get to it.
All
Let's
right.
go fishing.
Stay tuned. Let's see what kind of fun we can have.
Let's go. All right, I'm really looking forward to this because I've got the 2310, but this 2360, it's got a lot of great features, and I'm looking forward to being out on it today, get to see how it does.
Scott, as you know, I've been running a 2510 now for about 4 years, and Ranger just introduced this new 2360, and I said, if you're gonna sell something, and you gotta know the features and benefits, but unless you've actually been in one and lived in one and fished out of one, you're just a catalog. So the experience of actually owning the boat and fishing out of it is so important when you're talking to people that are interested in a model. And all through time, I've had just about every model that Ranger's ever made. And this new 2360, what I like about it is it rides just like that 25, but I can get in tighter spots. You know, and here's the other thing. We're idling out of the canal at your house here. And normally we've got a PFD on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I highly recommend that. But I'm down here doing a lot of charters, and that console is full of Coast Guard PFDs. And you know, I don't typically wear one of those large orange vests when I'm running. So legally, you got to have all that gear accessible, readily available, and that's all right there in the console, along with your flares and your throwable and all that stuff. So we're all Coast Guard compliant. Everything's good. I said, if we're gonna film there are a lot of options. There's fish in the harbor, there's fish in Pine Island Sound, there's fish on the beaches, there's fish offshore, There's fish in the pass. If you go during the big moons, you have a hill tide. And a hill tide is where the high tide starts off at about 12 noon, been incoming all morning. And on your big moons, your dark moon and your full moon, that falling tide is robust. And it pulls all of these bait, all of the pass crabs through that neck called Boca Grande Pass. And it can be just an unbelievable tarpon frenzy.
He has that look in his eye. And this is the one. Ready to launch?
Conditions have to be right. I've been there when conditions have been right in the past, and it didn't go off. They decided to go offshore and spawn instead. And you're in the middle of the spawn now, so you got to deal with that. And you're going to see in the footage, you're going to see hundreds of fish milling all around. And we're throwing baits into them, and nothing's happening.
I had a tarpon swim into my line.
Yeah, they just came up right there.
Yeah. Didn't take my crab, but you could feel like swimming by a bump. You know, I got bubbles here. I got a good feeling about this spot.
And then, like somebody hits a light switch, bam, you're hooked up.
Get him, Scotty!
Control, control, control.
I got him.
Take your time.
Yep. That's good. I told you I had a good feeling about this spot.
Put the cushion on, Scott.
Yep.
Screaming drags. But you got to remember that when a fish bites your crab or your bait, he's in a school of hundreds, maybe thousands of other fish. Thing is coming up, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna start. He's starting to run away. He's putting some speed on.
Take your time, bro. Take your time. Music.
Yeah. Hasn't come up to jump yet. Stretching out a little bit. Now it's going to jump soon.
Get into these fish, and they want to stay once they're hooked. They want to stay with the school. He's really smoking. I wonder if he's got a shark after him.
Yep, it's coming this way. It's swimming back at us fast. And it's staying deep and heavy, not moving. Or it's back in its school.
They're taking off, pulling the line across their lips. You're pulling, they're pulling, and pretty soon that 80-pound or 60-pound leader is down to 20 or 30. Are we back in business?
Oh yeah. Ah!
They make a surge takeoff. He drags a little bit too tight. Saw it through the leader, didn't it? Wore through the leader.
We're through the leader and the loop at the end.
It's the captain's journey.
Ray Van Horn's Captain's Journey is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly.
First thing in the morning, when you first get there, you haven't had an opportunity to get your own crabs. So you're gonna go buy some. And there's a local entrepreneur that's got a little pontoon shack anchored out there off of Sister's Key. His name's Nelson the Crab Man. And he lives on that thing for 3 months, all during the summer.
How you doing, Nelson?
If you need crabs, you need pinfish, you need whatever bait you need to go fishing, and if you don't have access to any, you can run up to the bait shack and you can get it from Nelson. How about we get you got blue crabs? Just pass crabs. Well, we're gonna take, give me 2 dozen of them. You got any of them big shrimp? Oh yeah. And Nelson is another story in itself. I could do a show just on Nelson. We could call this show Scott's Tarpon Follies. Now, we like to throw crabs at these fish. Little blue crabs, ideally. The little pass crabs. They're not very big, but they're crazy expensive if you have to buy them. $3, $4, $5 sometimes. It's supply and demand. When there's not a lot of crabs, the price goes up. And what's so funny, Scott hasn't been fishing for a while. And the first 5 casts he made, he donated the crabs to the Tarpon gods at $5 a piece. So now we're over budget immediately. It got to be more fun as we went along.
Come on.
Gotta open the bell.
I know.
We start off in the morning, buy some crabs from Nelson. Might have woke him up, I don't know. And then Scott is donating them to the Tarpon gods. Okay, one for the faux pas category. And I'm going, okay, we've only got 2 dozen, and there goes 5 or 6. And I said, if they go on a bite, we're gonna have to go buy more. The cool thing about this is that as soon as that tide starts falling, it pulls those crabs out of the harbor. And I told Scott, I said, you're gonna get to redeem yourself at some point today and dip up some of these floaters that go through the pass. And that's kind of cool. So you can start off, buy a few dozen in the morning, go fish the morning bite on the incoming tide, and then as the crabs start flushing, throw them in the tank, you dip them, you nip their pinchers off, and as soon as you got about 4 or 5 dozen, you're ready to rock. Now, my job in this production, I'm gonna be Captain Ray. When you're fishing for tarpon, you've always got to have somebody at the helm. You don't abandon the helm for any reason, because there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of congestion. We call it orchestrated chaos. Does anybody have any idea who all these people are? And who invited them? It's just like the Everglades, isn't it?
He's coming back our way, Ray. Well, he's coming along our side.
You're good. You're fine.
I'm gonna drop mine back.
Your line's the one I want to know about.
I'm good. I'm the left side of the boat.
All right.
I'm good.
You're getting a workout. There's a lot of congestion, and somebody has got to be vigilant running that boat. And it puts a lot of time on your engine, because when you're fishing, and most of the time your engine's running at idle for hours, and you need to be at that helm. So that kind of takes me out of the angling perspective.
Go in front of us, just got it.
Oh, it's jumping.
Oh, there you go. Pay attention, everybody. All right, go.
Put it right into that pod.
Hayden. Go, Hayden. It's a process. These fish feed when they want to feed. And it can be sometimes in the morning, it can be sometimes midday. Get him, Hayden. No, smooth, dude.
Thank you.
I'm in a fleet here.
Okay.
There you go.
Hayden, way to go, Hayden.
Here.
Slow.
Just keep him tight. He's going to put the cushion on.
Yep, I'm gonna put the cushion on.
No, you're.
Oh. Come on. He's off.
You jumped right as I went to put that cushion.
Come on, man. Good job, Bubba. That's the start.
This portion of Ray Van Horn's Captain's Journey is presented by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
This show is so much about friendships. Hardy! How you doing, Phil? Good to be seen. Loaded right here.
Stacy fished with us on our tarpon team.
Stacy's got one.
Has he got one? Oh, Stacy's on.
It's about revisiting a relationship with Scott and his nephew, who he hasn't seen in years. Last time I think he saw Hayden, he was he's 14 or 15 years old. Now this young man is in graduate school and kind of following in his uncle's footsteps in a lot of regards.
Oh, out here. Oh, he's on. Hayden's on.
Get him, keep him tight. Control.
Rod tip down. Don't high stick. Pump it slow, take it easy. Perfect, Hayden. Take it easy. Perfect.
Okay, you gotta tell me where that fish is.
Almost square under.
All right.
I'll call it out for Ray. Yep, don't high stick. Yep, only about half, but that much pull, and then done. Yep, no. Perfect, just use the boat, that's about it. Come under the boat, come back under the boat.
Okay, you may
Hey,
have to
come
go around
side.
the bow.
Come around the bow.
Calm, Scott.
Come around the bow. All righty, he's still behind the boat, coming back on us. Take a look. It's probably gonna jump. Nope.
Is he off?
Yeah.
He's off. Did he break you off?
Broke the line.
All right, put that one up. Let's get another one.
Another.
Bigger crab rods.
That's a tough one to lose.
I don't know about bringing my nephew on a fishing show with me. He seems to be catching all the fish. That's not how it's supposed to work. I thought you were supposed to make breakfast and clean the boat.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
So far, I'm fishing with Hayden.
Yeah, I know.
Now you're on there.
I'm just gonna be the best uncle ever and turn him into a fishing star.
I know.
You know?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're behind us. They're in front of us.
Right off the bow. Getting frisky again.
Yeah.
Just the sight of hundreds, sometimes thousands of these beautiful, beautiful fish all around you. You know what? I'm good with just that. It's just, I don't know where else you can go in the world and see that many tarpon in such a beautiful place.
I'm a little left. You can go right to me. Yeah. Yeah.
You got it, Scott?
Come on.
That's my man.
See, I'm not waiting for you. There we go.
Where's he going?
He's going to the right. Oh, I'm off. I got
All right.
tail whacked. Someone swam right into me, like, wham.
Throw back. Dude, that was sweet.
That was, oh, and it was into him good. You get tail whacked. Oh, that ranger just hooked up.
Ray Van Horn, it's the captain's journey.
Ray Van Horn's Captain's Journey is brought to you by Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchor, Bob's Machine Shop, Go Fast, Go Shallow, Go Efficient, and by DOA, The Unfair Advantage.
When you look at the fleet that we're fishing around, I've got a lot of friends here that I've made over the last 30 years. This is really the only place in time that, in some cases, that I ever see these people. And that's kind of cool. So you're renewing all these old
That Ranger just
friendships
hooked
and people that you've known forever. A lot of these guys run Ranger boats, and they run them for a reason. The same reasons that I run them. They're built to last. And you're going to see a friend of mine who's in one of the original 2300 Bay Rangers, the very first saltwater Bay Ranger we ever built, 2300 model. Joey Reese has still got it, the original boat. How old is she, Joe?
Huh?
How old is she? She's 10?
And she's hooked 3 on her own today.
Way to go, girl. How come just 3?
Huh? Yeah, I know. How come just 3?
And what's cool about that, when Joey first joined the team 20-some years ago, he was single. When you see him in this video, he's married to Missy, and he's got his family with him. And I mean, it's just amazing. I can't believe that these kids are this old. I can't believe I'm this old. She's got Big Brother helping her out now.
Yep.
You know, this is all about seeing old friends, seeing people rekindle their relationships, and maybe catch a tarpon or two. Oh, that was sweet. That fish is bigger than you are. How about a thumbs up, little girl? pull your brother clean out of the boat. Now, we didn't have that good of luck getting the fish through the boat, but a lot of our friends did. And in one situation, it was really special because Joey Reese's daughter, she hooked and landed her very first tarpon. That, for me, was the whole show. I have a lot of people I want to thank for being part of this production. Scott Weber, his wife Heather, his nephew Hayden. I got to see a bonding between an uncle and a nephew that was just fantastic. I got to see a lot of my old friends. It's not always about what I get to catch. You know, when you can share something like that, that young lady is going to remember that probably the rest of her life.
Oh, she will. I know I will. I know Hayden will. I know you will. This is a great trip, Ray.
I'll tell you what, I will. I appreciate you being part of the journey, brother.
Thank you, Ray.
I appreciate all of you being part of this journey. Thank you.
It's the captain's journey.
Grab it, Scotty. No, I got it.
You lose a finger?
No, just took a little chunk.